The last time we got this signal from Bitcoin, the market rallied over 100%. And it's not just that, we're also seeing signs right now that Bitcoin could be decoupling not only from the dollar, but from the stock market as a whole. Is there something out there that smart money buyers know that you and I don't know? In today's video, we're going to cover all of those details. So make sure to stick around all the way until the end. And if you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave us a like and smash subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. All right, let's go. All right, before we get into any of the details, I want to remind you, if you want to make money in these chaotic markets, this is the perfect place to do it. Whether money goes up or money goes down, there's always a way to trade the markets and be profitable. And for more about that, every single day, we're having live trading sessions and Q&As that help you understand the charts, understand the news, and how to be profitable no matter what the market looks like. So after this video is over, make sure to go join our VIP trading group with the Discord down below. You will not regret it. This week only 50% off. You don't want to miss out on it. With that said, let's get into what's affecting your markets here right now. Starting off on my screen, a big story came out here yesterday where China threatened to retaliate against nations siding with the United States on trade. This is going to be really big as we continue to navigate the unknown waters of how tariffs will affect the markets. This is probably a big reason why the stock market opened up poorly today. But despite this terrible news, cryptocurrency markets are actually still doing quite well. This is going to feed into some of our narrative that the markets look like they could be splitting right now. But this news kind of sets the stage because some other big headlines have come out in response to this. For example, Japan, where it seemed like we'd had a lot of good conversations with their team, has made a big announcement that they will not keep conceding in UF tariff talks, because if Japan concedes on everything, we won't be able to secure our national interest. Now, is this in response to something China says, where Japan, along with several other countries, is trying to navigate this crazy relationship between the United States and China, yet these two big entities don't want countries working with the both of them? They're kind of making them pick and choose. And right now, this news coming out today does damper what seems like positive information on the Japanese side. They're going to have to continue to put their interests first, and this could end up being a problem with some of the American talks. All this being said, though, I still believe most countries will probably end up siding with the United States because, in the words of some people last week from the U.S. government, there is nothing that competes with the American consumer. And despite the fact that countries want to have good relationships with both China and the United States, if push comes to shove, I do think we're going to see countries side with the United States. I'd love to hear what you think about that in the comments below. But a good example of that would be another article coming out today from India, where India, one of these countries caught in the middle, is set to impose a 12% tariff on steel to limit cheap imports from China. What does this mean? It means India, who is drastically wanting to have a very favorable deal with the United States, is putting a little pressure of their own on the Chinese government. It already looks like we're seeing countries begin to choose which side they want to take. This right here is, again, part of a reason why global markets continue to crash. That being said, smart money does look like it wants to flood into the crypto markets. As we move into other news here, Trump today is still continuing to put pressure on Powell and the Fed. He said that there can be a slowing of the economy unless Powell lowers rates. Now, it's not completely on Powell. Of course, there's several voting members of the Fed, but Trump continues to push on the markets with tariffs, which of course have some negative effects, while urging the Fed to go ahead and cut rates. He's even in the last week threatened that he would remove Powell from the position. I don't really know how he would do that. I don't think that it falls under his guidelines of what he's allowed to perform. But this is a battle we're going to continue to watch between the White House and the Fed, the pressure back and forth. Powell will keep on insisting that tariffs are going to bring higher inflation, causing us to need to keep rates higher for longer. And Trump will continue to say that Jerome Powell needs to do his job and cut rates. Who's going to win this battle back and forth will have a major impact on how the markets are able to recover or continue in decline. With that said, though, we're going to keep focusing on that for the next couple of weeks. We move into some very good news on the Bitcoin and crypto front, where Jefferies analyst says that China and Russia, remember them, the countries that there is a little bit of a disagreement between us and the United States, them and the United States, China and Russia are encouraging more domestic Bitcoin mining. This could be one of the big reasons why Bitcoin is responding more bullishly today, despite the fact that the stock market continues its own decline. Not only this, but we have some very positive words from Tom Lee, who says that Bitcoin is going to catch up to gold. The only reason why it hasn't at this point, in the words of Tom Lee, is because institutions have looked at this risky asset and perceived it as being just a little over leveraged. Well, now that Bitcoin has fallen more than 30% from recent highs, now the stock market seems to be slipping. It looks like institutions might be a little more favorable in going into Bitcoin for the first time, especially with words coming out from the United States government looking to potentially go big on Bitcoin, even China and Russia as well, affirming Bitcoin mining in their own countries. All of this is coming to bring us into the charts perspective, where we're seeing a very clear difference in how Bitcoin is responding to the stock market. For more on that, though, let's go to the charts and talk about it first. What is happening right now that has not happened in quite a couple of months, but the last time it did happen, 100% Bitcoin purchase came in, 100% Bitcoin positivity came in. We're going to go to the weekly chart here and look at the Bitcoin weekly buy signal on the Lux Algo indicator. We talked about this a lot last week, and I want to let everyone know here, if you did not watch our live stream this morning where we were trading the market open, we got our official weekly buy signal, a green reversal dot, a green momentum dot, and positive money flow is now flowing in a bullish signal for the first time since all the way back here, actually way back here in September of 2024. Excuse me, I had to find it. September of 2024 was the last time we had this level of a buy signal. If you go back to the charts on Bitcoin, the price was all the way down here around $52,000. And over the next couple of months into January, Bitcoin would go up 106% in just a short couple of months. We're getting that same buy signal right now. Can we see that repeated and Bitcoin's price potentially make a move up to 150,000? Again, 100% up from that $74,000 dip we just had. That could be amazing. But not only that, we also see that Bitcoin is breaking above a very key level of resistance. This trend line right here, the zone of resistance, has been in play since all-time highs happened back on January 20th. And for the first time here over the weekend, we have broken this key level of resistance, closing several candles and opening and closing several candles above that daily level. In fact, as long as Bitcoin stays up above $83,000, this bullish signal stays in effect. This has targets on that weekly chart buy signal of going all the way back up towards all-time highs, if not above, back up to $108,000. So many good things happening on the Bitcoin chart, but it does not end there. We get into this conversation about decoupling. And as you see here on the daily chart, over the last couple of days, Bitcoin has been rallying and again, breaking to levels we haven't seen in a couple of weeks. At the same time, though, we're seeing gold continue to the upside, which is a little different because Bitcoin and gold have been trading inversely. You also take a look at the stock market, the S&P 500, and it has been bleeding over the weekend. So we see these assets, the stock market and crypto, have been trading conversely for the last couple of months. This weekend, something changed. And all of a sudden, as the stock market continues to plunge, it's back at a level of support here at 5,100. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is breaking to highs we haven't seen in a couple of weeks. Not only that, but you also can take a look at the DIX, a chart that historically, in bull markets trades inversely with Bitcoin, but as of late, Bitcoin has actually been trading right in step with the Dixie. Going back, of course, to September of 2024, when Bitcoin bottomed out, Dixie bottomed out here as well, around $100. And then after rallying into January, around January 20th, both Dixie and Bitcoin started moving to the downside. They were trading conversely. Well, what has happened now? As Bitcoin has bounced over the last couple of days, the Dixie chart, the dollar value, has dropped to levels we have not seen since March of 2022. And of course, again, as we're watching the Bitcoin charts rally during the same time frame, you have to start asking the question, is the bull market back? Because finally, after months of seeing the Dixie and Bitcoin trade together, are we finally watching, as Tom Lee said, Bitcoin being treated just like gold as people look to hold their value in something like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and they're running away from the dollar, from the Chinese yuan, from the euro? This split, the beginning of the split, could be a massive opportunity for crypto holders to build wealth as the dollar continues to struggle. If you want to learn more about everything that's going on here, we will be live in our Q&A in just a couple of minutes over in our VIP trading group. But that's what you need to know about the markets right now. Bitcoin's going up, buy signals flashing. Stock market looks like blood is not finished yet. The decoupling looks like it's on. Make sure to smash that like button on the way out and hit subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. I'll see you in the next video. Adios. Well, looky there, you made it to the end of the video. That means you either really liked it or really hated it. And either way, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments down below, because it really does help us create better content for you, the viewers. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to check out our channel, because we have a lot of content just like this as we seek to help educate every single person on how to actually create financial freedom for themselves and their families. But to make sure that you see those videos, hit that subscribe button and like all of our content, as it really does help us out. If you want to go a step further and connect with the bros even more, make sure to check out our free Discord down below, where the chat never stops and you'll be surrounded by a community of people just like you who want to better themselves. Go ahead and click on it. We'll see you in the next one.